Look, cheap handguns are not automatically junk. Most people just buy the wrong budget pistol, then blame the price when it starts coughing early. The high round count lane is real, but only if you pick boring platforms with real parts support. So today we are doing a countdown, 10 cheap handguns that can realistically reach 50,000 rounds. Real street logic, real use cases, and what to watch for so you do not buy a mystery problem. Let's get into number 10. Number 10, the Ruger Mark Series, Mark III and Mark IV, the Rep Factory. If your goal is 50,000 rounds, the smartest cheat code is rimfire volume, because it lets you actually get to that number without turning your bank account into a casualty. Why it lasts. Proven design, a huge user base, and durable construction. These guns are built to be shot a lot. What to watch out for. Rimfire is dirty. If you run the dirtiest bulk ammo and never clean anything, you will get weird behavior and then people blame the gun. That is not the gun failing. That is the owner trying to live in fantasy land. Weak spots, ammo sensitivity and maintenance sensitivity. The platform is not fragile, rimfire just demands basic discipline. Number 9, Canik TP9 series, TP9SF and TP9SA type, the budget Anvil. This is one of the modern budget lanes where people get mad because it proves you do not need to pay premium pricing to get a functional striker pistol that can take real use. Why it lasts? Simple striker design, strong value, and wide availability. If you keep it stock and treat it like a tool, it can do a lot more work than the price tag suggests. What to watch out for? Do not buy someone's Gucci Canik project. Budget guns with mystery internal mods are how you create your own reliability problems. Weak spots, magazines, and recoil springs over time. Again, cheap consumables are the cost of doing business in the high round count lane. Number 8, SIG P226 older trade-ins, the service brick. The SIG P226 is a proven duty platform. It is not always cheap new, but used trade-ins can land in the value lane depending on your market. Why it lasts. Duty intent, build quality, and a long history of serious use. This platform was not built for trends, it was built to work. What to watch out for. Random aftermarket internals and pretty guns with unknown history. An honest trade-in with documentation is worth more than a shiny mystery. Weak spots, normal wear parts, and on very high mileage guns, you can see rail wear. That is not a death sentence. It is just proof that round counts are real. Number 7, the Ruger P Series, P95 and P the Indestructible brick. These are the used case tanks nobody flexes on Instagram, and that's why they can be such a logo tax killer. Ruger built a lot of these like they expected abuse, not applause. Why it lasts, an overbuilt slide and frame, a conservative design, and a reputation that just keeps going. This is the closest thing to a tool you could probably use to hammer nails in an emergency. What to watch out for? Parts and magazine availability can be region dependent. Magazines and parts are common in many places, but not as widespread at every gun counter across America as Glock. Weak spots, magazines, and springs. The problem is not the gun's durability, it is people buying one with no magazines, then realizing the scavenger hunt costs more than they expected. CZP-10C, the Hypeless beast. The CZP-10C is the gun that quietly embarrasses pricier compacts. It is durable and not always the default recommendation, which is exactly why you sometimes see it priced like it owes you money. Why it lasts. Modern striker simplicity, solid construction, and broad parts support, so you are not stranded. It is one of those pistols that makes you say, wait, that's the street price. What to watch out for. Do not let a bad sticker play you. Some shops overprice these because they assume you will not compare. Avoid heavy internal modifications on used examples. Weak spots, again, normal wear parts. If you keep it close to stock and feed it good magazines, it tends to just run. Number 5, CZ75 family P01 style, the steel Anvil. CZ pistols sit in a sweet spot, less hype and more substance. Steel frame versions especially have a reputation for taking real use. Why it lasts. Robust construction and a history of owners actually running them. A gun that is comfortable to shoot tends to get shot more. That's not a small thing. 50,000 rounds does not happen with guns people hate practicing with. What to watch out for? Home trigger work. A used CZ with creative internals can be a time bomb. Mostly stock is the safe lane. Weak spots, springs and magazines, plus the occasional small internal part after heavy use. The big factor is parts and magazine availability where you live. Check before you commit. Number 4. Beretta 92, older trade-ins, the smooth tank, big metal gun, big duty history. The Beretta 92 is one of those platforms that just keeps cycling as long as you do not treat it like it is indestructible magic. Why it lasts, mass and a proven system. When you are hammering reps, a heavier pistol can be easier to shoot well for longer sessions, and that is how you actually get to big round counts. What to watch out for? Avoid custom bargain Berettas. If it has been heavily modified, you are inheriting someone's experiment. Look for clean examples with normal wear. Weak spots include locking block and recoil spring wear, which can show up over huge round counts depending on generation and use. Predictable wear is good because you can plan around it. Number 3. Smith & Wesson. M&P9, first gen 2.0 used, the duty hammer. The M&P line is one of the most underrated high round count work pistol families. It is duty built, not influencer built. Why it lasts? It was designed to be a service tool. There is real parts support, real magazine availability, and a long track record of being run hard by normal people, not pampered. What to watch out for? Bad stippling jobs and gritty triggers that scream neglect. You are not shopping for a museum piece, you are shopping for a tool that was cared for. Weak spots include recoil springs and magazines, like everything else. On very high mileage guns, extractors can eventually want attention. That is not a scandal. That is wear parts doing wear part things. Number 2. Glock 17 trade-ins, the long-haul truck. The Glock 17 is the Glock 19's bigger, calmer, older brother. Full-size pistols tend to live easier, with more mass, a longer sight radius, and less drama. Why it lasts? It benefits from the same Glock ecosystem advantage, and the full-size format can be less violent on parts over time. If you are putting real volume through a pistol, full-size often equals fewer headaches. What to watch out for? People see police trade-ins and assume the guns are abused. Sometimes the outside is beat and the inside is fine. The real red flags are neglect signs, rust, gritty internals, and a general lived in a swamp energy. Weak spots. Again, springs and mags. If a trade-in comes with only one mag and the shop wants premium money, that is not value, that is a sticker scam. Number 1. Glock 19 Gen 3 and Gen 4 used models, the cockroach. If you want boring durability that refuses to die, it is the Glock 19. These pistols have been trained hard for decades, and they keep showing up for one reason: the design is simple, and the support network is endless. Why it lasts? The platform is basically a mechanical brick. Cheap magazines, cheap wear parts, every shop on Earth knows how to keep one running. This is what built for use looks like. What to watch out for? The Glock 19's biggest enemy is not round count, it is mystery mods. The used market is full of upgraded triggers, connectors, and homebrew parts that can turn a reliable tool into a random number generator. A clean, stockish gun with honest holster wear is the one that lives a long life. Weak spots. Recoil spring assemblies and magazine springs are consumables. When people say their Glock started acting weird, 9 times out of 10, they are running tired magazines and pretending springs last forever. The part nobody wants to hear, but it is the whole game. The 50,000 round lane is not about finding a magical brand, it is about avoiding the disposable gun trap. Buy common models so parts and magazines exist. Avoid mystery trigger jobs and upgrades from strangers. Treat springs and magazines like consumables. Spend saved money on ammo and practice, not glitter. That is how you beat the logo tax. Not by flexing, by training. That is the list. Durable does not mean expensive. It means smart choices and boring maintenance. Drop a comment. What is the cheapest handgun you have seen run forever? And what budget buy turned into a money pit? Gear under fire,
out.